Nejwada no peya di ahimni adancheche ne no na abedwafo abai ye ba besini koso na ya bobo ho enti ene wani tu asisi ayi de amanamamu wiase nyina ye kan Ukraine asem ye de osu bi asu naniwa enti ye kan ya ye dwen ye man ho de nanso enipa kane enti ye dwen kwan befa so a ya de hye nso a mo Ukraine wo so wo ho nkoka adwemu nti ye hwese and a daily graphic about Ukraine-Russia conflict. 24 Ghanaians arrived today, 460 evacuated so far. And said, "Dear betimi aye edi abwa wonum." Afe Guta and ne womo edi asema babe to drive the Chronicle. The Ubokratano and what they ebaye or say they brace up for rising prices of goods despite 30% benchmark value. Dear no more canisa, womu say. Womu say benchmark value no ye dia begina ba bi egina dia ban so reverse we nya reverse nanso eno nche se niama bo nkosoro enkekaye bi ekeka ho akade bi te se asidi no ekosoro te se amansan dwanso dia ekoso yi Ukraine Russia yi fangubo yi ka ekosoro se eka bibia enti niama no omokofa aba no dollar no so obesesa asidi bebre no dia sesa enti niama no bo no die ene toa na omo betum into omusi ye muaboaye ho ena omanfo memenda no ena ahyentiade de no yetum wom se ye concern drivers ne share ase dabi omo de no ko 30% ye nime no se de esi adwuma 5 esansa ahyenkafo feko no de sona ahyenkafo no do so omu ye GPRT into omo de ne share ase na no memenda ai no na 15% eno so kra no omanfo no kasafa afa de tie mene ebi wom dodo ene ade inti eno so yebedi eho enkomo na yasan ahwe shraj ehwehwemu ya waye ya efa kane PPA pani ye opani kwanchefa no da PPA Public Procurement Authority adwumakuna no yowura ageni mboaten age ene asotwe ahodo a wode ama no sika ye o man ne dia wo se 5.7 million Ghana cedi wonsan osiboye san koda wa menem onfa nkoto baabi a ofafiye nenso ometua ema oman no ono so a wonya kwan ensom so oman adwuma yini onsom oman no okwan bia so be ti se emfiedu entem afi speaker ene na bedi akire ne daira wonum etwen sebre no ho nko ade a ne ahwe no so ruling on a probe into COVID-19 expenditures Bagbin walks into the lion's den. First Deputy Speaker bluntly repels his attacks. Say ne chairman na bedi akire no opesa wonu esi asem hu gina ya otia ne nanchi kakra obeba no na bedi akire a odi nkan onu so asesa no na bedi akire odi nkan se na de na speaker akasa te se de jama onu anu wo ye mra no emra na edi ya adwuma na my ruling no kro ka na nye ne kwanso no emra ben na speaker so ya odi ya adwuma no amamra na anaso no owo ne mra bi hye no kotokuo mu nti ne ayekese we ne nsemo anopai ye baba bedwendwen hu. When the members are fighting, the speakers are also doing what's talking. Ora Honorable Fusaini Isa Kanen woye MP Emma Okankwe North Watena say. George Opare Ado ye national organizer Emma NDC National Youth Prince. National Youth Organizer. Now so to go answer. Na da kujoja akamba dia baba na so deputy bi ba no to make am say national organizer or say ya Mr. Nsai na Joshua o sheho wo say say o ye campaign ana
o demonstration
me hu na che na me say ne kan so che
na no me hu no she red hu na
be ma 10 gramo
second Dubai ho
sa anu ye de o na wo kwone na me why the bra you hu na me nchen wo de da ne ha
ebia na demonstration na so wa no so no de
organizer o ye demonstration on it we enya Pablo no ye demonstration ana hu
ada won fun demonstration na
one wo front
onu ntime nya wo say hierarchy no youth organizer no ye juma organizers ana meboa ana mo de nya
but the na media name say bra yi no hye sa demonstration no o ye what national youth organizer Emma NDC emrantie no ne lawyer ye guess ne fro Pablo na ho am ne fro Pablo
obia
Pablo for the no omo telenovela mu na ya na wo mo ye man camfo ntim ka se man no no fro You watch it. Hey, oh yeah, a demonstration. The answer who need time my UTV bisano. Eh, Abraham Abeka said be why.
We invite him in Quandia.
Debbie, I invite him. Saturday night I'm with the Shayno. Kokuba or two on and you on no sheshe.
All the best, say.
Yes,
Kokuba,
and I catch them.
Matter.
Stubborn Koku. I no pay them once. All right, what can I go to say?
Yamiadumo.
Who is it to be Anna? And I say, I have a page one for front why. Who is it? Sister Teresa on almost a wool is not almost so happy the game. Me tete ho. Nijina ka ho na mana e da no pay da mo ase pa no pasori eni si e wan mo fi mo kete so joda no pasa na mo aba no ye nia so papa. Honorable yan sha say Ukraine fo yi say in the daily graphics say nipa 24 to me aba aka 400 and yes aka 460 boy e be evacuate om ye say students ye be 900 to 1000 ansa na eja omo amikope bibia be di for mekodi me nkomo de omo aya omo kra so omo nya emai na say Ghana de che wo ho pa ye pre ye ho na yakofa wo mo ana ye ntu ye bu ana say de ade ani si ikono abutre bi ani ba bi ebre na ni
Medas mame sanchia na menchia menia Pablo ne we tifo anaso wahwefo ene me nkrofo wo kan kwenof and pay me tio bia mojidi say they had a good weekend and nyame amade achin you bia be kwakoye ne djuma na wenya kakra abe hel no ne busua Ukraine in sema AC ewo Ukraine asama ha dwen na enye Ghana nko na ekayen eka wiase afa na nyina esan se both Russia and Ukraine o me strategic wa wo hwe edwedie da Ukraine ne Russia any Africa ne Ghana tema ana significant me no the boom annual trade by 2020 no em say annual trade figures no na about $7 billion. It's just almost a significant trade partners. Na say or how say Asia na ebema ebetwitwa say nyama say hihye nyina na ntamama bibia ebe hanging. Na de ha dwen kra ye manfo a omanso a they will be caught up in this warfare no na omo ye yo abeye aban so na so de. Na it's heartwarming say a couple of days here, Tokwe started and answer war you started. Ghana buying to Anamo and ye say Nipa 24 abe do mayim another 460 no. It sounds say you close to airspace no. Meet me fire aeroplane kusu or say Ghana phone enfo and I ain't me yashishe bisa. It's not just use land borders, with the neighboring countries. Being Hungary, Poland, and they can now. To me, if I feel do these countries now, I feel near Yenshishe. Omo person, omo person, omo train kakrani. It's a heartwarming. Now, I'm say and Rouse and Nani answer. Me who another circular from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, ne regional integration. Grand and say, yes, students here come on my for ne minister of Foreign Affairs on your meeting of China. Now, say meeting I say no. Say more more information. My year busia for more I want to constant communication with omo this year war Ukraine no. Minister so beti me afa say no so na you take decision no. Say omo person omo call neighboring countries e ko twen say be brass kakra no metimi akọ back to Ukraine I could do jumedi any omo ekọ. I think say as oman no the betimi aye no na ye no. Now we share am able to say US no cry US cry just say yeah him say we are see almost so home more advice on citizens. Okay. Yeah, they are almost funny say na Ghana so but on a bigger scale no you share the Ukraine yeah there you move no yeah for so but war no there ecosystem First World War, Second World War, Iran Iraq Gulf War in no negotiations heartwarming say and now so China Ukraine president no be meet the Russian counterpart no baby na omo e de atoa so ahe say de ko ye benya
omo delegates
yeah
because the
delegates
president ni na obi a nko
omo delegates no ebe hia baby na chese omo ahwe with the courses na ese ne ebe ya ye be twa center kwa so but me de eya na me dem pass in the year 2022 warfare pa be see continent be to say Europe the omo go through First World War, Second World War. I was expecting say okay, and they will live beyond that. Now, we share the ecosphere. I did have dream. Your bonfire say, Yame Becca or Makuma na, intimate solution to it because Omo Econo, yen so any ebre. Almost started echo within a couple of hours are now Brent crude prices. I will international market no. Now we $100 more. $100 more no. Now reflected directly. I will try to be La Paz, Aqua Circle. I could do a Juma dear. And yes, say be I say we are seeing so intertwined to say the issue of Ukraine and Russia. I have direct impact on the transport fares cost. Eduane bo be cost, inflation be cost. After cost of living a cost. I'm buying no so intimate to more pen. I just say inflation na nyama jinsem. Na we are say economy ye say a recover if COVID mu. Aye ntimi enye no enwie ye. Ukraine crisis ye be ka ho na dey. Ade a ha dwen wo abemu uni abemu obi a sorry anopa wo ge djuma bi dey. I say nyama how. Enti enye ye citizens nko an ye dwen but economy no impact of this warfare on our economy no so no ha dwen yi ye bompa pa say the adversaries no ebetime enya amicable solution na yetime enya ye life back after this infraction or say
beautiful na osha ye ho aye ha wasem ya okay ma krata me ka se me mama for time na ye china no pa 10 am international conference center awofo anase busuafo a mwadeshia na madofo no Ukraine enye se mu nyina mu but say mo eben mo no ankasa nti how do they put it minister say parents and guardians or relatives nti se mo ye nipa nso anu mo yiba no aba meeting no sabe afeni mi sabe afeni akofa wo mo cause yetin so say way back somewhere 18 February or January and a student ni bibu a omo no chokrata ebra na ansem na ebobo ba no say omo aye ready so mo pese omo ba fie nti kwan ben so na yemfa so mo a omo na omo mra fie e na aba bedru sabe binum so kra say sa da no COVID ba ye e na mo de enkofa enkrofo mra etu amika kofa omo ba ya anke kosi ye nsei nti bibia ni a ya yenya abotre ya pray ho ana ya asa ya chedodo
say ya pray ho say ya chedodo no nyama ni bo ho any ensem we couldn't determine bra etu no ebe start but ya hoboa
but in a situation where students natural letter akoma I think it was the Switzerland abaya atna ye Switzerland say organized because obviously any official atna ye Ukraine ho Switzerland are usually omu daily ya crowd niama ayo koso no students ye pese ekofie nti momo aye na ye nkofie
na bia na no say menua ba say ye me pese me kan say ye prayer ho na bihwe ensie yes ye started to US more intelligence by 2 weeks and as even before it beto omo kan citizens say omo ni serious business bia ye with Ukraine no say be yank omo ensambra na me ojidie pass nhihia ya besi na be 3-4 days ya tokwesi ye amafo asate eba dodo na so no etimi across borders no akọ countries or how bia anyho enti me nyinde say ya kechiri me say emua ene ewo no wo se wo hwe ya tokwa ya Kiev ne Donbas region yi na just yi kakra portions of Ukraine kra wo ho a sebe nyama ense da enkoso
so
oh enya the whole country
town back say Kyiv saying and after the northern part of Ukraine they were safe but enkrofo two kwan ko nti afi omo so kra so esan issue
sa na tie wo I say Ghana bibi esi wakra other parts of the country no enya synonymous but and also opportunity to plan towards the obey next but pass say e be sin de no e bi edu hadada 460 or hwa yeah making sure say be omo no or how bia income no me nyi say ya ka echi kwa me fi say adwuma na na ye no e be si ochina meeting no me sure say minister benya yi ade ba kono no say wo ho wo kwa manani a e ya san ka e bi country bi a ye wo ambassador na ze wo official e bi wo ho a e bi anka obenim ba bi a Ghana fo nyira e wo e de dio omo ye Ghana fo e ti amon ye encourage on ba dodo na enye dodo na enye ti o house e ba afei ene ye sa ahoboa ne se e no ba me nyi ne kura se ye kechi me fi se minister na na pamfo no de also mo ye na no mo ye
Pablo mintie we especially who that you for anu.
Oh, you cry issue statement.
Oh, I see.
Mami chia eti for mutie na mi chia minia. Ilusa anafaseni. Isa fuseni.
Why tembia na ya first na me so me yesa we ni pa Tamale Central papa no. Ini so fuseni.
Mi chia no na.
We NDC ni me people.
Okay. Stock. We NDC stock. I can understand his difficulty. Because it is a difficult time now to be an NPP communicator. While Kasama Bambia is a difficult time. And I don't may envy my Jumano Moyeno. Minia say a pill, say a pill. Abai and Yadi. Government slept on his duties to its citizens. Simple and plain. And I'll tell you why. 2-3 weeks ago, and a Ghanaian students in Ukraine. Who here rocket scientist? Who here soothsayer and wakacho say, baby, I know I know AI. All the intelligence say if our national security is up to the task, then yeah harassment of journalists and in Yama Sebi and who here fata. If our national security knew its work and were gathering proper intelligence, all the intelligence agencies around the world had come to one conclusion, sir. Russia be invading Ukraine.
Now you are politicizing.
No, I'm not. But me tell me, I'm not something I'm telling you.
But
I am not politicizing this issue.
Okay.
So all the intelligence I know who in our point to say Ukraine was going to be attacked. From the time I put in, I started issuing the threats or started moving men towards the borders. 2 weeks ago, moving the first troops towards the border. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, students are in Ukraine. I started through to Abai, calling for help. 3 weeks ago, serious countries are almost citizens. I started almost citizens if in Ukraine. They issue direct order. Say citizens in Ukraine. Ode ye fan say Ghana sabi ya tete apansam ye niska ehia ye niska back of our citizens. What order did we even issue? There been a foreign ministry when the signs were there, when it was written all over the world say yeah baby attack Ukraine no. When the students no are reaching out to Abai and say ye nyambwa monchere nkwan faso. What did we do? Nothing. Yankasa, you are responding to our calls, no, to the extent that the first bombs went off in Ukraine. Now you know what we're doing to our students. And you know the sad aspect. It is not even government of Ghana. Union, students union, and a starting year plans for evacuation. And it's shameful. And I speak here, and Minia for saying in country, say that is not what happened. Students.
Mami Musa Okusambi, that's also. Ose Omabia
issue directive to its citizens. Serious-minded country.
I can't tell you some conform.
No, I didn't. Mankazom conform. All right. They say all serious-minded countries issue directive to their citizens. So move on.
Now, yeah, last week was it Tuesday and now Wednesday? Omanka a press conference on before the first
show me that statement. Show me that statement.
It wasn't say, but meet the press and say,
show me the statement of Ghanaians in Pofio no more. And I'm guys 3 weeks ago, now your students in Po Atro to the ministry asking for support. So I say, so whether we like it or yes, when it started, and a pressure. When did they address the media? Yes, Sunday.
Enra.
Yes. When.
But prior to that, no issue. Nkrata.
The first statement that came was very shallow, inconclusive. No, it was the second statement that came, and the list procedures. I'm getting to save locations. They are now in talks. 3 weeks. Mini Abba. 3 weeks. When people, individuals have to start issuing statements. Calls have to start coming from Ghanaian citizens. So now they are stranded, they don't know what to do. Even assets. Friday. Now you borders you have not made arrangements because also in Crofon borders so could do in Ukraine border there was no arrangement. Polish border there was no arrangement. There are videos on social media of Ghanaian students no my stranded borders so. Serious minded government. Where yes can Crofon Crofo. In Crofon on their own. Russia out arrangements say so your borders no 1 year. Do you care about your citizens? Certainly not. And that is where we find ourselves. When you see, maybe I'm a say, you're too abamount. Your first duty is to solve the problems of your citizens. And nothing else. Social contract now, you're near buying a sign. No. The entire me you're pony ye found who dear who. You need answer buying and say, I'm buying a bomb home buying. So when the government fails, it's a basic responsibility now. It has no business calling itself say, I'm buying. Because the entire about to Obama.
What failure now?
Of course,
you
yes.
know in the process.
Yeah. If war ever, and you know the sad aspect, majority of students the whole Ukraine are on government scholarship. Majority.
Well, not majority, I say, because students are more about 900. No more government scholarship. Now here they are 100 and something.
No, but if even granted, on government, but most Ukraine government, any government of Ghana was scholarship arrangements. So.
All right.
It's, you know, when we say government scholarship, the government of Ghana cannot feign ignorance and say, oh, name how many students are and one the Ukraine, because most of them, I have a friend, and when we in the chat yourself, you have to do around Hungary. I'm the Qatar Airlines, so then flying into Hungary. No, could do.
They were driving or
baby, could do, baby, and then they managed to get an aircraft into Hungary or so then. It may not been any chat now, so he's still on the aircraft. So no a medical doctor,
Okay.
Ukraine government scholarship, but other the auspices of the government of Ghana. And not the cool school, no. It's not government of Ghana paying. It's just like our Chinese scholarships now. Chinese government never ban. But government of Ghana supervises it. So we cannot fake ignorance and say, you say, there were this number of students in Ukraine. Yanya in the first place. Yamane dodo. So nyasi kampon conform some directives until the Church of Pentecost came out with almost numbers in here, man.
Yeah, Pensa International.
Yes. What was government doing? The Church of Pentecost rather took the lead ahead of governments. Is this good? Where you are back? We are not politicizing. No, but the church.
Who is the government? You are the government. I'm the government. So the church is helping. I'm not saying the church is attack, but if the church is helping, what wrong is it?
There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. But the I buy the fears here. Nah, sorry, no. Ababe. So what I say, say, if the church rather takes the lead, as at Wednesday, it's a Thursday, now Nook's General Secretary Anthony Julius no more, and in Parliament, looking for Foreign Affairs Minister, intervene. Well, as at Thursday and when the bombs were going off, government had no plans. Now government statement detailing out what they should do by. And then on Friday, the church puts out a directive before government responds. So what I say? Oh, nothing. Is that not a moderation show? So what I say? It's the American say we see it shouldn't happen again. There is another thing happening again. About scholarships, and because you can Ukraine, the Ghanaian students assembly, I will tie it in. Yeah, all the Ghana this year, eco school. When him say 120 year come assembly. Almost Ukraine one almost 7-8 months here, almost stipends, any almost supporters are buying the come on and So in this present day, when students are stranded, nice case or the Koboma Konoma Fanko, how do you expect them to survive? Meno can say scholarship secretariat, Ghanaian students around the world, they don't go school. 7 months, 8 months, a binding releases can't come on here. And you are so to be mindful. Now you are depending solely on governments to pay your fees. I even know some of the schools, and I'm saying this because I'm national youth organizer for the NDC, and I speak to a lot of students. Many will say some of the schools are even threatening to throw Ghanaian students out. Some of them have been blocked from even registering because I buy CKS school fees, I buy G2, I buy Nekodeya school, I buy NTI. And the students in Ukraine are no different. So I 120 now, I buy some more scholarships. So no, you can call the scholarship secretariat. That means almost so I 120 no, I buy more muska now.
Okay, I
when
found
the last
the correct
time I buy
figure. 154 plus Ukraine scholarships for Ghanaian students. 2022-2023 academic year. Oh. So that one is even this academic year.
So it means there are more.
It means that they are more.
There are more.
I just found out.
So I tell you,
yeah.
Certain number of students here are going. Many work say 7 months, 8 months. Secure also buy at the common. Now, so the bomb economy. Now, more day at to talk to the anidi, almost rent in the man. Almost 7 months now.
Yes, honorable.
Yeah, you know more and this. And a opposition to me, Ekasa, but Omukasa, especially in terms of international arenas, and I am more any abotekakra.
All right.
Abotromunya and then say, Obia or say hungry no, a bikra visa or one, a visa, a man access to Hungary. And now, old Chimu, Akopul, and the arrangements will have to be made for them to be able to cross the border.
But that is exactly what I said. Government should have made those arrangements before they got there. Come on. Ebina say Saturday. Yawaha. And who on media, local websites in the Yawaho. Or see train carrying Ghanaian students in Ukraine attacked by Russians. Attributed to Honorable Kujeto Ablakwa. On the international media and foreign affairs need the MSO would need information. And then, and pay ministry no, I rebut to say it is not true. It is not true. So nyane, it's an intent is to create panic. And now say, creating confusion in the system, may can't say in this system, in this current circumstances, I find it a one.
Oh,
it does not because.
Oh,
of course.
Foreign affairs.
Oh, yeah, ranking member of
committee.
I tell you, say, look, at the time in the last parliament, or I know a ranking, I was also a member.
All right.
I was also a member, so I know what he's about in that committee, at least in the 7th parliament. I was also a member of the foreign affairs committee. I can catalogue a number of a year. Oh yeah. I just say only the is to me or so many I'm a BBI but especially when it comes to international affairs. War and the air course. We need to explore our relationship with the neighboring countries to be able to ensure say citizens caught up in this will come. And it is not something that we better have a phone call. We have to send people sometimes physically send your camp see. People have to be physically there. People, accredited people, to ensure, say, a for Ebenya passage. And it wouldn't happen overnight. Ultimately, can say, yes, intelligence, can. If government had acted on it, and then subsequently we see, say, the okay, what are we going to do? There are people in charge of this intelligence, people who are all munimdi air course in the international. Let's allow them to do their work. Okay, we'll see other countries have issued directives. So say a country like US and I don't know physically the government itself it's me organized BBI back with almost citizens. I am not even too sure. But we are fortunate to can say ABI or can scholarship no. I am not too sure what is happening. But when you say scholarship, to me first of all and New Patriotic Party. Because say the process of even gaining scholarship now is so transparent to say important interview assembly water who say win again. That to how did the people living gain scholarship in Ghana?
All right.
I know the scholarship assembly you shouldn't even go there.
Thank you. Pablo, yes.
Is the Minia for saying as well make say governments should be proactive. When the signs were all over, say war air bano, unim don't mean through the airspace. When you decided say Ghanaians should move towards the border, before that directive was even given, you should have made arrangements on the border. And you're unacceptable, say Ghanaian students, Ghanaian nationals, about could do border so. Now you allow other nationals to enter. Now you allow you.
I said now can he said okay the jam I say aban yes oni hweye but I say also ya na makwa your me train
no
what is the strategy so what they
couldn't do okra
yeah. Other nationals got to the border and they were allowed in. You know why? Because not country, any authorities or no, I agreement. Like you rightly said, Ukraine visa, I'm not entitled to enter Poland. Because I'm yes Schengen states.
Okay.
So what I say. But when governments issue note verbal now, once the note verbal is issued and that communique goes, sir, into your saying that was war near cost anybody who appears on this border is a Ghanaian passport. Money safe passage. When you are telling people say go to the border, before you give that directive say come border you should have contacted the foreign missionary or and a country also citizens in border Ghana card then come it is within Ghana. It's deal with those issues. The second issue about scholarship. Yeah, that must say transparency about my idea. That is not what we are talking about. That is not what we are. The Americans say as of today, 8 months near 9 months near university say wa broche help among Ghanaian students. Omo refuse say Omema Ghanaian students are registered. You know why? Simply because I buying the car, I buying chair. Ukraine students are stranded 10 months, 8 months near I buying chair almost stipends. So they are stranded in a war when government has not even given them.
Let's make progress. Now, unfortunately,
there's a level of performance.
Pablo Chronicle that we need to brace up for rise of prices of goods despite benchmark value, says Guta. And meaning that so full bono 15% in a buyer. And also public national area, but said the attend the say Obianua or Pete Nisika Nikasika Yetumo, Tomberry at anyway. But who can remember rain fins who said the Elcosui, a Kunyanti, fuel prices, and so I be a war. Oh, sound. All right.
The issues that Midi can is there. I don't.
I never feel so. Oh, sorry. In me, Papa.
I what point?
No, my Kafra. I thought I was
baby.
Yeah. As a citizen of Ghana.
Okay.
Our Ghana, I am saddened by developments at Yewomusisia. And my real who are meeting because of senior Ghana, ya manage man ababedu. Ya ubia catch us Ghana has been managed well, catching the panasa and chono ultra. Baby, I do know. I was say a can of cream and yam, a chromo motiaba. And let's not attribute the challenges to either COVID-19 and now say fuel prices are air cost. Yeah, and I know that he's a finance person, so I'll expect him to be very honest. 2017, and yeah, performance as an economy, a course run by this government. In 2018, we did fairly well. In 2019, on the eve of COVID, and the indicators they started a drop here. So clearly, something was not happening right. In 2020, before COVID, now your figures, inflation as I cost rubium.
Okay.
Your indicators ni na ajinsemu.
Oh really?
Yes, and he said if you be honest, and the figures are there, the budget statements are there for all of us.
I thought that in 2019 economy not pick up. COVID by 2020.
No, it's never true. Remember beyond that when you know correct.
Yes sir.
In 2017, and you see he's a finance person. No economic policy, and it take effect over 2 months, 3 months. Economic policy, maybe make customers here some also. So economics goes through a cycle. It's, you know, introduce policies here. it takes a whole cycle as an away from effects. So that's in your course saying na almost 3 years, no. Your IMF policy credibility and almost 3 years, no. They benefited from it in 2017. Because in 2016, in an election year, government did not overspend its budgets. So, dead goat syndrome, President Mama Kokano, he made a statement there. Oh, maybe, it was in reference to a statement of he had seen more demonstrations and that in an election year he was not going to increase salary because the question was that before every elections, labor unions know now. And also there be I was not going to overspend my budget. And he kept true to that statement, said he was not going to overspend his budget. So in 2016, the budget was kept intact. We did not even borrow domestically in 2020. This year, so in 2017, in 2016, now inflation about firm. 2017, policies number 2 year no. That was the economic policies and not John Mahama Efias here. Because they passed their first policy statement and budget statement in March 2017. There is nowhere that performance could have been attributed to our policy statements. Then in 2018, we started seeing the shifts. Ombe inherited 2 oil fields. I can't Jubilee field. Omenya Sankofa any 10 field. No. So they got more revenue. This government has gotten more revenue than any other government. For me. Abai we enya revenue enya sika. Ese abai bia ewo en Fourth Republic imu. Then in 2019, the mismanagement of the economy started. That is when almost policies started here, Juma. Then COVID came to do them a favor in 2020. And almost blaming problems in now on COVID. And then we are still where we are. In 2020, you're mismanaging your economy, and that is the result of what we are seeing today. It's, government now doesn't have money. So Abaye Kacho said, if in 3 months, don't mean chia salaries are, you should be worried. John Kuma is the deputy minister. John Kuma is the deputy minister for finance. John Kuma made that same assertion. Say, e-levy and buy ain't mean chia salaries. Ken Oforiatta, the finance minister, I catch her and say, yeah, e-levy. Common fund a year in a race over 1 year. And my brother is here. Common fund. Imrane say 5% of total revenue. Yankan e-levy yankan. Total revenue are buying, and so transfer my local assemblies. No, me no can say. I buying the common fund over 1 year. Common fund in court district assemblies. Last week, I'm in deputy minister of local government. I'm in one of the shows. And I put it to him there. Minim, as a former MC, Minim said, for over a year now, would be releasing common fund. It is about to catch us on G levy. Would mean for common fund in qua.
But that should John Kuma ne can't.
They say John Kuma ebe admitted say without e-levy, salary payments will be a problem.
But this same John Kuma is quoted by City TV as saying that enye no credit biara da say abayin timi ntu adwan for Kambosume miensa.
I say in 3 months if they don't raise revenue, government will not be able to pay salaries.
I say it is not true. Quoting him, even when COVID-19 hits us hard and we were struggling as a country, we still managed to pay all public workers and on time. In January this year, workers were paid on time. We are hopeful that of February will be paid on time, he said.
What the Speaker of Parliament said was that in the coming 3 months.
All right.
What the Finance Minister also said in Tamale, said without e-levy, common fund. You know what that means? For 1 year, you common fund. Common fund, the total revenue, 5% of total revenue. And the Supreme Court has ruled on that. Total revenue, 5% must go to the assemblies. You admit to you're mismanaging the economy.
I say even in the COVID, now you revenue. And revenue, no, say, what can we for a lawyer? Say, Sikadudu awa Jimmy in a more money. It is even if one do targets, what 2 hours or still I said,
because 1 year near on to me fan coy.
Oh, GT, sir.
Me a former MCU.
Okay.
Me say last week, now you be a more. I was sure so. I made the same assertion. Hey, I'm back education as a curriculum in 2 years. Hey, and I'm passing there.
Okay.
I don't speak to things I don't have facts about. They say over 1 year and year, I buy releasing common fund. Fred Ambo Kenebisano. Now Fred, now Toshi, common fund administrator. He's a former MP, Onim. And you see, the situation in which we find ourselves today about the reintroduction of benchmark values. Fuel price is cultural, but there are nuisance taxes on fuel products. Recovery levy is not must reintroduced, not at this stage when Ghanaians are suffering. Sure, oh your mind, and I'm gonna say you're too Obama on mine. Say presidents, say be solve problems. Unfortunately, President Nanado and the NPP about the Ghana problem because they seem not to have any solutions to problems that you face. Their only solution is taxing, borrowing. This is the same government. Borrow. Almost borrow more than any other government in our history. This is the same government. I'm gonna say taxes there. They will move us from taxation to production. They have introduced more taxes than any other government in our history. To the extent that even capital.
It is not true.
Even capital, e-levy. I have no challenges with you taxing electronic commerce. Say me diga electronically now what? But say me DBC to me wallet to me savings. Now me transfer scanner also what it for. It is taxing of capital. It being seen that baby apart from this government. And it's a lazy man's way of thinking. It's in your baby just 30 seconds. They are good tax. From the good tax.
Good tax. Ghana Union of Traders Association.
30% benchmark values. Whether we like it or not, it will affect prices.
And no,
Then increases in petrol products. And maybe dollar na per 7 cedis. Dollar na per 7 cedis.
Okay, 6.9.
7.2. On the TAB.
Okay.
Clearly, it will affect everything we are doing, and we cannot blame this on the war in Ukraine. Ukraine won the and answer the fears you. Now, it has no effect on the mismanagement of the economy. But the agenda says here, and other than floor prices, there cost from other countries. There in the sub-region, we are the highest.
Thank you. Honorable means you good for say benchmark value. As a near cat 30%, or say 50%, and yet so about 30, and no crowns on Crawford can say ye import duties. If you're not the you import duty behind ye free 50% no more about 30 in THS, and your money born in the top of boom one is a surrounding beacon.
My main is Ghana, Yenye Island, a war. Baby, the AC and my be so affected. Now, before crime about and also, I can say economic policy in take effect within 1 year. But make sure I junior baby so say, Yambo crime bear company, say manager be our company. Nani Nisu Nini buying 80. A month for a war, Brono so empe so many ebedija. And ono bema or Majuma a yeno akofo. Now, see changes some manager na Adekye. Amafo say manager foforo aba. Na some manager foforo na aba no omo ogidie ewo nimu. No mo start ene na di dwa. E ma company no etime ekoso. 80 na Ghana as oman. 2016, the economy ni nyina no e grow by about 3%. By 2017, within 12 months, e say gidie wiase afa na nyina ewo omo win election omo ebu Ghana. Esuno. Ma ye die ni bibia ekosro because omo ogidie se nkrofo idie omo suban de omo ba omo bebu man yiye omo behwe omo ano japade so yiye ma Ghana fo anya ho emfaso enti overnight no a change in governance in government could have an effect and enu NEC 2017 enti mo kan say just 12 months and I said the ejuma omaye e say gidi omaye we enti ene kwa hwe bibi to say FDI foreign direct investment. Yeah, the biggest economy in West Africa. But for the last 2-3 years, FDI bagana no, and ye been a Nigeria, and ye been a koi afemu to say Ivory Coast no. Ain't a GDR amount for and I say we are see a war in the government of the new patriotic party led by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And no kwani etimi emma se nyame etimi esi ewo me.
We are see what na oman for nso e.
Oh, oman for no grade. Me wo gidie pa say juma MPP abo in the last 6 years no nyama esisi te say covid me say in our lifetime e bi NC say ye close economy sa year ya ye kan 2020 ya na covid e was from Shadi esi wɔ revenues. Ye nimu ha ye close nyuma ministries kra manfo ko be si ne kra no enyuma ni bi e run shift obi ko 2 weeks and obi akọ 2 weeks efi 2020 and ye 2022 esa confidence hye e hunti sa year no sika na ma oban expect say beba ne futuo mu no e ba form by 13 billion sa year na kas esa nyama na e wo se ye e de ebo amanfo e ho ban enti your expenses will echo up by 12 billion and no crowd share shift na ewo mu na e 25 billion in 1 year. In 1 year, that is what we had to contend with. Na say si senya ihihye na anu na amwampani bi beka kire yen say ya winam na kosi ni dompe under his watch no sanka covid so be try anka say nka Ghana you close shop
sesia
anka Ghana say ye giriga
eniama bo be ye de
gutafo say eniama bo be de
yes sir
yan hwedie si because eniama gutafo e omo kra fi baabi o omo ekra efi baabi guta no dudu na graphic baby yen hwe die esi wo US yen hwe die esi wo UK yen hwe die efi wo China. These are our trade partners e ho na say nyama yi efi US nkwan omo inflation rate rate of inflation e wo 40-year high 40 years ni inflation omo e wo US no 40 years ni enko that high. Same with UK 1985. US there near 1982. UK there near 1985. Now Ghana inflation air costra. We are not an island.
But Gutafo did not make reference to this.
Of course, but me check you mudi entia. Say nyame ebe cosro. Okay. Me check mudi entia say nyame. About management of the currency. Ye can we cyclical and say. And your first quarter, January, February, March. Okay. January, February, March, no. Nyama ye tuto wo China na yibedi bro nyane sanko. This is where we pay. Krankro nyuma foreign companies e wa ha no. O this is my account. Omo transfer profits be announce say capital investments be no mo be here for this year. This is where they pay. And every first quarter no, your currency ne the first quarter enya challenges. Sa cyclical you know and you go through. Mi wo gidie pass ye be twa sa face no Emma by second quarter no your currency no ebetimi afa na ntuma ade a ye tra ho nye hwehan o ti se na no be de amafo bi e no enti ene de omunya abotre kra emre bi ebedu ama your currency ebe regain all the lost glory. Now who can you na buy is gotten more oil revenues. Sa oil revenues no ye betchemo de a ye de aye ewo memu within a year and in this, you know, they didn't have to use 50 billion to sponsor to make sure say Nkodai work no ebetimi akọ senior high school for free. Enu kwa akọ say 50 billion. Banking crisis here yakan. Enu akọ say 21 billion. Denti akọ say 21 billion sanka and this government here responsible. E make sure say supervision cost free Bank of Ghana. Omanche banking license by to say send the echiche tofi. Now say a capital bank omo court. Assembly court ayeka. Say what you obisika aye deposit or the abeto bank. Now your Bank of Ghana or say bosumi and say 3 months sika hin the core capital bank. Sika ko no omde ye den e obi adwuma o ono so ye adwuma under governor no say wo bank wagigi deposit no wan hwe so yie na afi amanfo ko na omokoje omo deposit na deposit ye eni ho afi say Bank of Ghana na nkasa say ene eminya me be ma stimulus loan na say loan yi wetin dey solve problem wakoso wo one kasa bank na wo say meje ho finance fee 27.5 million ene wo chronicle front page no we nyina obeka say amanfo bi eni memu a ye di man yi ahye omonsem a na nka wo say ye sika nsem entutuye no omohwe na ekoyi enu kwa say hwe hanya NDC for under John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no enu kwa kosi ye 21 billion sa ena ye economy ye inherited free omo na wo betena bisa say sika aba no e de anye de aye ena West Africa wo hwe West Africa nyina hwe de esi Burkina na say Yes, security spending cry and to say no be because of nyama air cause I was your border so by and making sure say insurgency in yazo ye besiano and no so crown a yesika any day and no cry basic December 2021 that cost here 20 billion de keka ho enti anya de a obi beka de say na ye buy me che nyama ya ye sanka mu hwe mu manage yesika nkra yesika nsam kra ye say Bank of Ghana crab responsible. Now political interference be embem. Now just say we madam we minia you have no bank yi and kasa 21 billion no. And kasa kwan na da akwete ma no you bet me their result.
After 5 years, are we still going to talk about
it? We will talk about it because omu bisa say sika buy ensem na dan ne dia ye. And I make sure say anka o ma nya hwe han a anka sa aka no ye mbo sa aka no.
Thank you. Mamin can come on for Sergeant Chenafi and so as when Charisma Don Papa.
Oh, Mamin, Parliament, your coming on.
God shall continue to bless His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Foreign Affairs Minister and NPP government, for always thinking about the good people of Ghana and outside the country. I pray that Ghanaians in Ukraine will get home safely. Louis says, I'm watching you live. Keep the fire burning. Frimpong, your boy, Imano. Good morning, sir. The NPP constituency executive should do the needful to ensure peace in Nsroma if they decide to act on their own part to conduct the polling station executives elections, the party will lose that seat come 2024. Yahuza Swami, the fight between Russia and Ukraine keeps escalating day in and day out, and I plead with the world leaders and the United Nations to use every diplomatic means to get the Russian and Ukrainian government to cease fire, since their actions are having dire consequences globally. Greetings to Michael Osei Boateng, Pope. Randy Nana Odro from Dr. Abedi Kwadaso, AK Police in Inedun. I'm very happy at least 220 Ghanaians who were living in Ukraine are expected to return home following evacuation efforts by the government amidst the turmoil in that country. Young Joe says, good morning, Auntie. Watching live from Teman, Boga Town. So, sister, in this country, everything should turn into politics. NPP, NDC. These politicians must be serious and do serious business. Who doesn't know NDC is incompetent? Nana Jonah says, thank you, Pablo. It's not only students abroad that the scholarship secretariat is not paying their fees. So even Ghana here, they pay the fees for only the first year and the rest don't come. A lot of students have become stranded and are not allowed to write their end of semester exam. Find out from all the universities if this is not true. Parker CJ says, Auntie, thank you for the compliment. Please let the NDC organizer know that I am really loving his voice very much. Please ask him if he's related to Andy Kankam of Pure FM, because he really sounds like him. Abla Defia Kuma, what's going on in Russia and Ukraine is not helping matters at all. The ruling government should do anything possible to go and bring back our brothers and sisters so before something happens to them. From positive change in Medina, we are indeed living in a funny Ghana with just our economic messiah Dr. Baumia. They were not ready to account for over 460 billion, and we're okay with that. So we equally don't have the moral authority to ask them to account for the 6.9 billion they will accrue from the e-levy. Regards Honorable Elvis Efriye Ankra. Ablade Nawasiabe, Ablade Makinkai, Paulus, Kaswa, American Town, Kinky House, Obatampa Hawatwa, so that's his hashtag. Please, is NDC a political party or a pressure group? Why is it that the NDC always rise up against any good policy in Ghana? In fact, if we don't allow NDC to remain in opposition forever, Ghana as a country will continue to suffer. That's Paulus on so Nigerian and no. Kwaku Shaibu says, yeah, cocoa farmers are suffering, especially Seshi cocoa farmers, because cocoa pieces are not getting money for cocoa farmers. Chairman Kwaku Shaibu, Nedia, Ode Abba, no. Boadu Costa says, greetings to Honorable Hussein Issa. He is really a hard-working person in our constituency in Okankwe North, or in your constituency in Okankwe North. Because of him, I'm now an officer. Madam, thank him for me. From Nanabi in Abufu. Honorable Nanabi Owa Abufu so dawase pa. Danso Samuel says, Oba, Nanado's government is a failure. Or Nanado's government failure is always linked to what is happening elsewhere. If we are to accept it, then Oba, the sunglasses of the NPP man will not even enter Ghana. NPP, defending high dollar rates and high fuel prices. Abuebiaka Owo. Julius K. Ofosuhene, please, the former MP knows book. Wow, I'm proud of his personality. Pa. Okay. Makenka madwen chene kakra. It is a sia no de na Pablo na ofa guta no. Enjo na bo na person oka speaker asem no. Kind na Chronicle say he walked into the Lions Den. As one Honorable Joe Wise, one more train tancer. And because you don't have much time, I'm giving you the two topics. The person can find 10 minutes, 9 fan wrap here. PPA boss, Eura, Ejeni Boatin, Eji. Say, I shall die on Mushimu, I'm sure say, working kind, a whole lot of sanctions are one more a day. Aman, Tidia, oh, you're okay with it. Na, I feel fan wrap here.
Mamenka, speaker, ne, Adekye, ne, in Sensema, AC, our parliament.
Yes, sir.
Nyamiadum, Menya Quenya, Ekusi, a month for more, Ukanquin of a name, it was 7th parliament, you know. In Saba parliament in Sama, yes, we will be a crack. Na me war parliament, and said your speaker, the deputy speaker, come on, many more a relationship or at the personal level, yes, you have few more. Now, and next speaker, yeah, or Tijumi. 7th parliament, near friend, father. Father, no, father, I have friend, and for every parliament, and you're gonna come. Dear, watch our parliament will be a friend of father of the parliament. Indeed. On also need respect the Emano and no a person the cry we still respect him because social parliament you'll be a what parliament for a little under 30 years our parliament ain't and then no institution no ankasano say in the unique circumstances and institution no find it and no no will share numbers in our parliament 137 plus 1 and 137 now. So I can be amanate me up parliament and making sure say parliament bet me di media constitution expects a parliament be dia. Anka oka omo anka obeti me e also timi tenadwam. Na otimi eye ne politics no. Ye ni must pass or ye end this to the core. But otidwam no we expect a bit more from him. And ye mbisa say speaker no eye ono na dwuma say obe rane say country sika he na ebe efutuo mu de spend and I say de ye betimi and you no run your finances. So we empo so when ya say intelligence send your okano. Me de me nim dia ye sika sem so be ye security issues and as bibia call intelligence because every time no ye nim bibia ye wo ye sika ensem ho a ultimate call ministry of finance a website so kram unim sika abafutu no unim the idea at every point in time and we don't need the speaker to tell us say busumi miensa da ye nim no or no what no saying Oten wo he
nya baby a wo che na na bi onu nso ko bisa na ko
enye sa na wo ho enti de o kan no ene de wo ho no ensan wo se bisa na say some information na otidwam enye na dwuma enye place a ye beka say sem adai adwen ben ene ode yes
o kan no bone so ana
edi adwen me kan o kan no bone so o kan no pepe mu adwen ben na ode e kan sa o person create panic was system no man na ade say aye na dwuma why na this adwuma no e share nsem na wo share eyi statement here honorable Joe say we so release here me ne ya dwen pa because wanye bibia to si anase wo onye mistake bia wo share standing orders ama parliament nyama miensa na kire se nia parliament adwuma ko de di kan constitution de di kire standing orders de di kire bi conventions rulings are speakers ama senior parliament ankasa agi atomo so omo be ye omo adwuma na de na ba na say speaker ka sembia sabe in fact me who video no I felt scandalized me nim say American no twim me who pass speaker eti akonyo
scandalize won ni Pablo Manichi no why for scandalize
senior speaker eti konyo let me wait me okay I scandalize I think so it fits into it me who pass speaker eti akonyo a o kan kire MP obi a amanfo Ghanafo ato aba ama no se koti ya nemu ewo mrache bedwam une no edili bia amanfo no mutu aba no omo na ogina omanemu I say wasmo obi say kodi dwuma bi ma me o represent no
speaker so kai onu so can standing order ya kan bia he quoted more standing order na parliament standing order no under 50
member sa particular president
no so said the speaker no dey no oka asem bi a wan camera
there be me can ko si be bia speaker etie konwam a o hwe member of parliament nim e ka che ne say shut up me nyi say ebiesi since 1993 parliament started empo earlier parliament aye 79 69 they did any kra me nyi ni say ebiesi da uko parliament ye nya speakers o DFA nan by ye hu ne djuma alajete by ye hu ne djuma beja security by ye hu ne
video no ebi ho a kasa de enipa tumi gi nipa no si boni bia na oni Pablo kra
de besi bia
but na say no interpret it wrongly because in communication no enya asem na abeka ne ko a tone udimina o gestures ni nyina aka ho e video no how did you put the shut up
and I make us a before so called the cars parliament I say e bia head teacher bia ote ho a school for akoye bibia all scrollium and bibisa it shouldn't even happen. It shouldn't even the rules of parliament and just say we are MP kra no be air kasara say so Mike no kra ni so you can even heckle the person to the extent to say you don't use unparliamentary words. What the speaker did was so unparliamentary. I thought scandalous. Of course, you cannot tell your fellow MP in the plenary say you should shut up. You should not. MPB yes sir.
First time I would say word
first time I met it. Even Ebra MPs because use words close no they will apologize say and make sure say it is expunged from records.
All right.
Speaker no share so nye nejuma. They make speaker saba. DFA na yehu say ne o start e parliament na human resource kra ehun edin no otimi edicall baby and now ko parliament amafo be catch say legacy alajete eja wo ho no enya adeketwa because on making sure say structures na DFA ana eja no obe building upon it including parliamentary staff e ma na ye wo institution na enviable sa no and then who MPB sorry also a private members bill
okay
but for Professor Michael Kwe na be NC da ono so ne legacy ojae speaker here na otik dem yi me nyi ni say obepe say ono ne legacy ebe parliament ayekwa na akoye entokwa parliament yekwa na akoye takashi parliament me nyi ni say obepe say ne no be the legacy and nyama bi a waye o parliament yen bi say the speakership no the office no run na say
DFA na preso be pemene parliament ya ewo enim di form aka say yenya ne sesu bi da
enti na make say
leadership style
enti na me start here
no so no mo betina no so nsan kakra bebem
enti na me start here make say Ghana history if you gold coast ebesi ne yenya obi a watchna parliament for 30 years da saying agban sumani kings for gbagi yenya obi sa ain't in the way no crying your opportunity so also be legacy be ewo ye nya obi da wo judge mensa mo fi nkruma bread omukro mate me nya opportunity
the timing is now so
and so started 39
omukro nya opportunity no ain't speaker the mesra no pay no say ye de adwuma ahye won sem mesra hwe adwuma no na yeso
e dey see
on Joe Wise is e dey see here edom kuma no ojonyam ne anu reduce edi enime yi say private members bill America say Professor Michael Kwe legacy before no na ebi NC da no they took advantage of that e can say we want to bring this motion say yenye covid sika ehwehwem
okay
who speaker no ye what processes are ye accept motion once you accept the motion why accept the motion no and no administrative procedures ewie se motion no so echo floor ni emove a ye wo ho kwan say majority na dey emotion by minority e wo ho say omo so ebe kasa ebe cho madwen e wo sa motion ho
okay
enti minority na dey by majority che omo madwen but so obi eti gwemu say ye no speaker na nkasa say ye the deputy speakers no and now say in omomies and absence no MP bia they can select any MP to preside over proceedings in parliament. Now once I will preside no you have the powers of the speaker. And to say would you say motion now what accept no sanka una uti gwemu this is how your ruling will go notwithstanding presentation minority ni majority nyam ebe or plenary would there why you unim say your person motion echo eba na say me so meti konwa mo me so de meti e no e affect ruling na me mind there is nothing wrong with it.
Thank you.
Dear Joe say we say can say who and speaker only why ye juma at a committee level a committee chairman no a ranking. In the last parliament, Onojo Wise, a first deputy, we second. Ninyano, you disagreed on a lot of things, but alone a year kabima minka be a member. Now, we are speaking so big, anyone disagree, pen I said, 9:49. I feel on share the Juma, so no any Juma, no allow parliament in our parliament, and any Juma. Nanya parliament on an Juma. Men
call parliament.
All right, but what
simple logic. And Sabi. 1 year Juma we institution wa simple logic actually say openi take decision me now be say
o take decision one take decision be energy wise hey I know the outcome say me man nye wo sa honorable thank you my honorable son can say
basic logic simple main call parliament then I'll speak like a layman. Sabi, yeah,
but you mean speak like layman on parliament and yama working ka ODMC bobo won be PMP
maybe I'm feeling
the elections no we ja election one
maybe I'm feeling ready. Okay, I'll be one of the
say jama utu kwa ko mota kaka na what dia ka wadi ka
na men ko be there I'll speak like a layman.
Okay,
yeah baby out here akonya ya team yi so na ye editor you may have a team of other editors that work na u take a decision na say utu na utia o na echi na sabe o deputy bet na wakonya mu a no be say o sesan decision na take here na obeye no with some circumspection on ye ne keke say betumi ayi ntimi ye say onyema nyina ho kwan ada ni nyina na fata.
And na morality na nyese ejuma
na but when you are talking about law you cannot speak law without considering the issue of morality.
I say when you say no
debatable I know but you see in truth and in reality the cost so when the budget was approved from a legal perspective the good news is that Assembly Court and as now the Supreme Court need a decision there.
Oh, okay.
But what happened? Only on the voting on the vote, but it leads to and it feeds into that narrative. What I want the Supreme Court to do for us and say, maybe you Parliament will be that. Okay. It becomes very difficult because all along many parliaments are rubber stamp. Minority will have their say, majority will have their way. All along, there has never been an instance to say this current parliament. The minority group to me hold the government accountable. Maybe see that. So we will have challenges. It's in a Supreme Court. What I expect the court to do is to bring finality on some of these matters.
That is, even a case in any panel to call you.
No, not just that case, but I believe the public reforms.
All right.
And then public interest in
Okay.
Because this is the second time speaker Abahad on the number one, the number two.
Now to say the old can say be a ode me ye infant to home. Say be a me ye infant say nyame adom na UTV for say o ya the editor kakra. Na say ma take decision na me ni ho a. Na me say co-editors ne ba na co-editor ba no aba besisa no. E na wo kan obrofo bi say o say nipa no o ye circumspect kakra say ahwe kakra buo kakra ni die kakra ye ne fe kwan so ne obuo kwan so equally say also who are take decision no o ba ye ko editor no wa anya circumspect and what take the wa adan wa reverse o decision no also the we circumspect ni bi enye ya na obi fum kum obi fum dwa
me oba me wie ya kabonze me ba so.
Okay.
Speaker Babin had two choices. From the NDC's perspective, I have not been happy with Speaker Babin, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
on the budget statement, no, I was of the opinion that he had the power, and he on no admitted that he could have reversed that decision, but he was not going to reverse it. Now the question is, imagine with the kind of parliament we have, and in the last 3, 4, 5 months, consistently, the NDC had a majority on the floor of parliament. Consistently. And many out here, consistently, we've had a majority on the floor of parliament. Into Oba back now you approve budgets, no. No, decided say Oba reverses our decision now. You know where Ghana would have been today? Chaotic. Wouldn't be India. We would have been subjected to a vote. And then this would have won. Consistently in the last 4, 5 months. Wouldn't you mean past the 11? No? They don't have the numbers. They don't have the numbers. And it doesn't look like
town hall meetings because a man for say
no, it's not true. It's not true.
Oh,
I speak on authority. They don't have the numbers. Now just if we share can they put market. More numbers like I can't make a market on it's because they don't have the numbers. So imagine say speaker by now Joe or say to reverse the budget. No? And that day he reversed the budget. The minority walked out. The NDC walked out. So imagine so by no. Now call one numbers though. No say what reverse it. There was no way the NPP could have won that vote. Wouldn't you government expenditure was going to be a challenge. Government could not spend because there would have been no budget. It would have been chaotic. 2, the course went in and say, yeah, speaker, a course or lamenty. He once again say he could have reversed it.
They couldn't have.
Who said he couldn't have? Now who wants me to reverse it? Why when you speaker? Why you deputy speaker? No. Maybe why you deputy speaker? Why you deputy speaker? Why about reversing? And I said,
so one man reversing the keke.
And yeah, why your decision be? He didn't take any decision for anybody to reverse.
So you think, sir, Babin with his majority on the NDC side. Oh. When I say majority, currently you don't have. But your minister
for majority on the NDC side.
Of course, yes.
That's not
but being the Speaker of Parliament with the NDC's majority, well, it was the NDC.
That's not how Parliament operates.
It was the NDC that moved that motion. Imagine the NDC reintroduces that motion again, which the Speaker says, you make me reintroduce the motion in
That is the way to go.
Which we get our way.
That is
but
the
is
way.
that where we should go?
Simply.
Is that where we should go?
Introduce motion now. I didn't see no more introduce motion. Na monfa said on beka kotonko that civil way no nka enya ade no. Na fe eni nani adani asesi ano adani kasantwie ne but
if anybody started this bickering, just say Usu.
Honorable for saying
from the budgets, not passing, you know. Statements he made in reference to reversing the budget when the minority walked out were unparliamentary. And I'll tell you for free.
Statement be no can unparliamentary because in the case of speaker no honorable say when you see the word shut up.
I don't maintain what is shut up nibi.
Honorable just shut up no.
Yeah, shut up no
TV.
Yeah, shut up no TV.
Good, I get to ask the questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, if sabi me mama was say me o say sabi e ya aboa ne kwase a e pe na ya temdedie. O say be say question be say that or can't shut up no na body language in a crowd say ya met me a show no pa make do say ya o ya aboa sabi won me be sere because kwan ya me for ya o ya aboa pa na e dey asere na ya asese me atwam ko me boa met me a show no pa me be say ya ho te say onje me so cause my name facial expression no e chantem didie when you are reversing the decision of the speaker on the budgets the commentary he gave no serious-minded person. I will see Akunyemu, Emma or boss. Say problem any muntema. You
not boss. Onion boss.
He is the Speaker of Parliament.
Boss.
Okay.
He is the Speaker. Okay, he may not be, but he is the Speaker. He is the third gentleman of the land. Is a
that means there is a cause, so there is a reason why the speaker I am the third gentleman of the
land. When you talk about separation of powers,
okay,
the doctrine of separation of powers,
okay.
Now and the president, you know, when he hand you over, ma, and I bet you, na bet you know when he hand you over, ma.
speaker.
Exactly. So
Also,
in the area
also a second.
No, but you know why? You know why? Because he understands the doctrine of separation of powers. The executive is one. So Baumia and Nanado are one. Then the next is the legislature. Before the judiciary. Because that's number 2. No. So that is why he meant by that.
But yeah, 15:08. I got 1 minute.
The last thing I'll touch on, and Minya Fusini Asamokan is when Michael Quay was speaker, he was treating MPs, and he was in that parliament like Obinin and Ma.
No,
to the extent, sir.
It is not
to the extent, sir. Haruna Idrisu on 2 different occasions had the occasion to rise up on the floor.
True. That's the beauty of democracy.
Haruna sorry, catcher, they say if he continues like that, he will start disrespecting him. Okay, 2 different occasions. Muntaka also had same concerns. So if the speaker continues in that fashion, they will disrespect him publicly and openly. Wouldn't be here because consistently he was disrespecting minority MPs. And now that's now say, who be that? Meanwhile, you're in that parliament. But you're gonna get in a necessary Ghana. No, you cannot crunch.
Okay.
We cannot continue like this.
Yeah, thank you.
MPP funny and the last aspect is that they are looking for cooperation. They are posturing. And the good news is that they don't control the current parliament. Open cooperation. The attitude they are displaying about cooperation.
So what Kakasa be say senka first ruling no speaker by or reverse and or chisanya na kebe chaotic senka be sakasaka.
So that is the cooperation we giving them. But when they continue like that,
then you're controlling majority anyway. When
they continue the way they are continuing, no more chances now. Cooperation will suffer. And Ghana in the long run will suffer.
Saturday, Ghanaian.
1 minute, I'm
a speaker admitted say he would deliberate on how to present a more coherent front. It means no one can say etumu say ejuma or yes say no eto sin ewo baby. But now so e pro and now no e pro infinity.
And on
checking no.
Executive na pro.
On checking no.
Executive meeting na pro.
Excellency kran kan
Nanado excellency for his better wo. And now prefinity Akufo-Addo apro. The leadership of Ghana is in crisis. Yeah, to man some solve problem. Wababe problem. Wababe this one. Ghana for.
It is not.
He's failed woefully.
PPH. One time worry about here we are Honorable Hussein Issa, former MP Okankwe North. Na the Oteto anu no awache ni fufu no ye George Opare Ado, National Youth Organizer. Emma NDC amanyuku ne ra no manope ye da mo ase papa semo baaye. Musu ya da mo ase semo fidie ne da United Television na da ne da. So ya mus Adekye Nsroma wo ho ene ye hwe mu TV no kra mu num no yensi mo fom kra ye ni so pa se de